Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Simple Easy Marketing Podcast. I am Tim Gillette, your host, and today we talk about a subject about being legendary. Now, do you seek to be a legend when you do what you do, or do you just, kind of become a legend because you're doing what you do? It's always the question I've had to ask. So many people I think out there are trying to seek being legendary and therefore are not legendary. We hear all the great things, all right, like, over the past week, all right, we got a new president here in the United States. For him, that's a legendary status, all right. He's able to now say that he was the elected president of the United States. For some people, all right, they change their industry and secretly doing everything they can to change their industry and are never recognized by the national media or the international media. They are just doing their jobs, and all of a sudden one day we realize, oh my God, that industry changed. Why? For you in your industry, whatever you're doing in your industry, your job, your family, are you doing things every day to make the world better? That maybe one day you will be marked legendary, or are you doing things just to try to be legendary? This week we lost 3 legendary people, like world changers. And all 3 of them never went about changing the world as part of their thing. They just did their job. And because they did their job, they became legendary for it. The first one we lost was famed baseball player Hank Aaron. I mean, this is a man who changed the industry of baseball. Holds more records, I think, than Babe Ruth. I don't know. I'm not a baseball fan. But yet, we don't look at him like we look at like Babe Ruth. Why? I mean, this man changed the industry. This man actually went out there and, can we say, knocked it out of the park as a baseball player. He was just trying to enjoy himself and play baseball. Because of it, he became legendary. I know, and he even got a Congressional Medal of Honor or something like that. He's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. All these things like accolade after accolade after accolade after accolade. Why? Because he got out there, took his bat and went, let me swing at it and try to hit it. Let me swing at it and try to hit it. There's a lesson in that. He didn't hit every one he swung at. And I'll bet many of you, all right now, are just trying to swing for the fences instead of just swinging to hit. And if more of us would actually try to use this example in our business of just swing for the hit and try to hit more than trying to hit for the fences, we would probably become more legendary. That is the Hank Aaron legendary status of today. The second one we lost this week, Frank Shankowitz, all right, one of the co-founders of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Now, I personally have connected with Frank on Facebook and been back and forth on things, all right, connected to people who are connected to him personally. I personally have never met the man in person, but I've had chats with him on Facebook about things. And, I love the actual ideas that, number one, that Mark Zuckerberg created a tool that I was able to connect with this legend who was legendary in changing things, even though I never got to meet him in person, shake his hand, all right, and be able to, get a picture with him. I was still able to connect with this legendary person. Now, here's a man, all right, who basically lived through a troubled childhood, all right, went through his share of crap in life, and he still went out to make something better of it. And, I think up until his dying days was still trying to make things better. For those who I do know in our industry who actually met Frank at different events, talked about how much of a great person he was, how friendly he was, how he cared about you when he met you. When it comes to your business, maybe it's time that you stop trying to be the legendary and just be like Frank. Walk in and shake hands and get to know people and be about them for a change. What can you do to make their life better? Because that's what Frank did. And again, I didn't know him personally, but I know of his example because I see it in the thousands of friends I have online who did know him personally. I only wish that I had the chance to meet him in person now, knowing all the things. I was saddened last week when I heard the news of the stuff he'd been dealing with for the last few months. And then really yesterday, I was saddened when I heard of his passing. But we all can be legendary if we just try to help people have a better world. The third legend that we lost this week, all right, was this morning to wake up and have my wife tell me, I wasn't even out of bed yet, didn't even have my glasses on, my phone in front of me, and my wife said, we lost Larry King. Another legend. What did Larry do? Interviewed people. But my wife was saying something like 50,000 interviews, and he never once prepared for one of them. I didn't even know that about Larry King until this morning. Yet, I do the same thing with the Tim Gillette Show. I do not go I do a basic search on the people who are going to be on my show. And then I let the conversation get to know them. I listen to their answers and develop the next question. That is just my personal, how I wanted to create my show. I never once did it thinking, well, I want to be like Larry King. No, I just wanted to do a show based on me finding out who people were. I wanted to do my one-on-ones recorded live on a camera to put out for the whole world. When some of you are out there trying to be that legendary interviewer, trying to create that legendary podcast, maybe you should stop and take onto it like Larry King did and just wake up and do the job today, ladies and gentlemen, and not trying to be like the swinging out of the park people. We lost 3 legends this week. And I can say from reading everything I could about them, not one thing about them did I see out of all 3 legends that said, I'm just trying to hit it out of the park. I'm trying to create and be the next whatever. I'm very thankful in my day that I personally got to know legendary speaker Zig Ziglar. Personally got to know him. Now, I wasn't best buds, and I wasn't someone who was always over his house for barbecues or anything like that. No. But I had one-on-one, heartfelt conversations with Zig Ziglar. And Zig, basically, some of his dying advice to Tim Gillette was, Tim, you've got to be the number one Tim Gillette. And that, my friend, is always going to be an evolving discovery. Because who the real Tim Gillette is today is not going to be who the real Tim Gillette is tomorrow. Guess what? The real you today is not going to be the real you tomorrow if you are learning and growing. Taking it a step at a time. One interview at a time. Changing the world by trying to make it better, one wish at a time. Changing the world by trying to hit every ball that's thrown at you rather than trying to hit a home run every time. You can make the world a better place one day at a time. That's what's going to make you legendary. And you can do all the marketing world. This is a marketing podcast. You can do all the marketing in the world. Tell everybody how legendary you are. But I find it best to just say, hey, I'm me. I'm Tim. Now, this is what I've done in the past, but I'm Tim. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. If it's helping you tomorrow, by all means, I'm here. I'm all in. I'm game. Let's go. And if you just want to hear my story and be encouraged and move forward, great. Godspeed. I'm going to change the world by doing what I can today to change the world today. Tomorrow, I'll worry about tomorrow when tomorrow gets here. You see, because there's another thing in there that I can tell you that I learned from a gentleman a long, long time ago about changing the world and helping people. And that is today, there's a memorial service in my hometown for a gentleman named Ken Balmer. And most of you who are listening to this broadcast have no idea who Ken Balmer is. I do. Because Ken Balmer did not get on the air and do fancy interviews. He didn't create the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He didn't hit all the baseballs. He's just an old farm boy who created Penn Valley Gas with his wife, has 6 kids, and he taught the world by actually connecting with people one-on-one. And one of those one-on-ones he connected with was a stupid little teenager named Tim Gillette. When stupid little teenager Tim Gillette was an asshole, to put it nicely, Ken put his arm around me and would give me a little bit of advice. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a legend that we may not read about in newspapers. We're not going to see the big things talked about him. He's not going to make the evening news. But you know what? There are millions of people in this world who have been touched and are better because of Ken Balmer today. Because all the people Ken Balmer touched went and touched and helped other people. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you become a true legend. You don't know the people you help today, what they're going to do. You may not get the news accolades. You may not be on Entertainment Tonight. Probably not going to make the evening news. Not going to be on CNN, Fox, or MSNBC, or any of them. But like the old starfish story of the gentleman walking down the beach, picking up the thousands of starfish one at a time and chucking them back in. And the man comes up and says, "Why are you doing that? You can't save them all." And he picks another one up and he throws it in the water and he says, "It made a difference for that one." I encourage you today to go out and make a difference for that one. I don't know who that one is for you, but somebody's going to come into your life today and you need to make an impact. Because like Hank Aaron, Larry King, Frank Shankowitz, and Ken Balmer, you may not be here tomorrow. And if you didn't touch that person today, there's a good chance they won't touch somebody who just needed it that much to carry on for one more day. And what if the person that you were supposed to touch tomorrow, but you gave up on, was supposed to touch the person who was supposed to touch the next president of the United States, the next Pope, the next Mother Teresa, the next huge motivational speaker, the next legendary baseball player, the next legendary interviewer, the next person to create such a great and impactful charity organization like Make-A-Wish. But you quit before you touch the person who touched the person who touched the person who did it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what you should be doing today. And I don't know who it is you're supposed to touch. I hope that this podcast today touched you in a way that you go out and touch and help somebody. That's my mission. I'm doing it from behind the desk because unfortunately over the past year, we've had a thing called COVID and I have not been outside that much. And the 4 to 5 times that I went outside and went someplace in COVID, I got COVID. But I didn't quit. I kept going. And I'm going to keep going until, like Hank, Larry, Frank, and Ken, you guys are reading about me in the paper and my passing. And that is the day, ladies and gentlemen, I will give up. Not until that day. I don't care what defeats I have to face and go through. I'm going to get up after every defeat. I'm going to celebrate my victories as I have them. I'm not going to gloat about them. Not going to rub them in your face. I'm just going to celebrate my victories as I get them. And I am going to try to help one more person today. I'm Tim Gillette. This is the Simple Easy Marketing Podcast. I hope today you've been inspired by this. And if you have, do me a favor. All right, I realize some of you probably watched this in the the whole replay world and you didn't catch it live. All right, put it in the in the chat. Hey man, Tim, I'm inspired and I'm going to go do blank. Fill it in. And I don't want you to just to put it in the comments. I want you to go put it on your own timeline on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're at on social media. I am inspired today, and because of it, I'm going to go do blank. I want this. I'd love to see that with somebody make up a hashtag. I don't even know. I don't know how to make a hashtag to go with that and put it on your timeline today. Tell us in the chat where you've actually calling in from. And hey, I want to give a shout out to some of the people who actually have been leaving comments here today. All right, Wendy. All right, Wendy Ford, one of the great friends of mine. Wendy has actually spoken at our Simple Easy virtual conferences before. I think a couple times. So, oh wow, just learning here. Larry was awesome. Yes, I didn't know, Wendy, that Larry. Again, I learned about Larry's stuff this morning because my wife and I reading the stats on his life in bed on our cell phones. So, listening is the best skill. You know, Terry, I try to listen more than I talk. And it's probably strange. I listen to probably about 50 podcasts a day. I only create one or maybe two myself. So I'm 2 ears, 1 mouth. I try to listen a lot. Thank you. Well, yes, one day at a time, Wendy says. Yes, don't give up, Terry says. You never know who you will inspire to do good things, to go do things in the world. Yeah. As my buddy Joel Comm would say, do good things. Right, Joel? I love Joel Comm. He's one of the most inspirational people in my life today. And I'm so thankful that I've gotten to connect with him, had him on my podcast, be on shows with him and stuff. He's a great guy. And yes, I want to go do good things because I don't know what good thing I do is going to reach somebody else. So if this inspired you, do us a favor, pay tribute, help out those people who make the show possible. Anchor FM, StreamYard, and by all means, go on over there and check out SimpleEasyEvents.com, where you can actually learn to market yourself online. Simple and easy. Find ways for your clients to find you, get to know you, and buy from you faster. I'm Tim Gillette with the Simple Easy Marketing Podcast, creator of Simple Easy Marketing. And I want to thank you for stopping by today. Please share this out with your audiences and let them know how you were inspired today. I will be back tomorrow with another great episode. Until then, have a great day. Go touch somebody's life today. Bye.